Hey guys, my name is Eternal. I'm a moderator of the Pokemon Online Simulator, and I am the head director of the official Pokemon Online YouTube channel. Pokemon Online has teamed up with ProjectMoshPit to bring you guys the best in competitive battling. The Pokemon Online YouTube channel is another competitive battling channel in association with ProjectMoshPit. We do competitive battling, Pokemon analyses, featured team of the weeks, talk shows on the current metagame, and many other content related to the competitive battling, as well as guides and tutorials on our very own simulator. So you guys should really check it out. The link is on the channel in the description below. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested. We have tons of members contributing to our videos. Right now I will be sharing a battle of mine. It's a battle that took place on the Smogon ladder when I was playing around for fun with the team I made for fun. The intention of the team is to abuse paralysis hacks and stall at the same time. I got paired up with DarkAzelf on the ladder, who at the time of the battle was rank 1 and on the Smogon server ladder. Looking at his team, two of his Pokemon resist Thunder Wave and Thunder, so it's going to be really hard for me to abuse paralysis hacks on him. So this came out to be a very epic battle where a lot of prediction and strategy was involved. This is a prime example of a very strategic battle that is quite long, but it's worth watching every turn. If you guys get lost, then be sure to pause so you have an understanding of why I chose to make certain moves. I hope you guys enjoy watching this. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you like the battle. Now, looking at his team on Team Preview, I chose to lead with my Ferrothorn, expecting that he might lead with Rotom W to take advantage of my possible Politoed lead. If he leads with Tyranitar, I can easily switch to Hitmontop to take a possible Fire Blast or spin away his Stealth Rock if he decides to do that. So I lead off with Ferrothorn. And since he went with Tyranitar instead of Rotom W, I switched to Hitmontop to take a Fire Blast quite easily, as it only does 30%. Since it's obvious he would switch out on my Hitmontop, I double switch here to Politoed to set up my Rain. Now, since I have Rain up, I'm going to switch to Ferrothorn so I can set up some entry hazards, but he U-turns here, and he's going to go back to Tyranitar to set up his Sandstorm. Now I can't take a Fire Blast in the Sandstorm, so I'm going to switch to Politoed expecting a Stealth Rock or a Fire Blast. Either way, I can safely get my Rain back up. Now with Rain up, I can safely send in Ferrothorn to set up my own Stealth Rock. And now as we can see, with Rain up, Fire Blast won't do much to Ferrothorn. I went with Power Whip so I can weaken Tyranitar, as if I can dispose of his Tyranitar, then I'll have a big advantage with permanent Rain up. He switches to Scizor here because it didn't get any leftovers recovery. I can easily predict that it's holding Choice Band. I switch to Gyarados here because it's my safest option to come in on a Choice Band U-turn. Now, with Rotom W, I have to switch to Ferrothorn as it's my safest option of stopping Rotom W, and as you can see, he's using a very annoying choice switch and U-turn team to really screw me. Again, he brings in his Scizor, so I can't keep letting Gyarados take a damage from U-turn and then allow him to continue the cycle with Volt Switch. So I take a superpower here instead, which I didn't expect, but now I'm screwed. My Hitmontop can't take another superpower, so I went with Rapid Spin just to take away his Stealth Rock, so I can safely send in my Gyarados now to take on his Scizor. I'm going to use Thunder Wave because I predict that he would send in his Rotom W, which he did. And now I'm going to switch to Ferrothorn on the Rotom W's Volt Switch. I'm expecting him to Stealth Rock or Fire Blast, so I have to send in Politoed to bring in the Rain. But now with Stealth Rock up and my Spinner gone, my team is in a really bad position with both my Dragonite and Gyarados weak to Stealth Rock. So this really sucks for me. Now, predicting his obvious switch to Tyranitar, that's why I went with Dragonite. I'm in a tight situation now because he can just U-turn to whatever I switch to and just take advantage. So I'm not going to switch. I'm just going to stay in with my Dragonite, do some sub-roosting, get my Dragonite HP maxed so multi-scale is in effect. Now with all my hope gone. I don't know if I can really win this battle, so I'm just gonna go with Thunder, hoping for a 30% chance of paralysis. And thanks to Lady Luck, I get that paralysis. Now this might make it easier for me to take down the Tyranitar, since if I can take that down, it's gonna be easier for me to win. I'm going to switch to Politoed to bring my rain up, easily take the Ice Beam even through a critical hit. And now he can't risk staying in on his Tyranitar again, of course, since he badly needs Tyranitar with the rain to take out the rain. So I double switch to Jirachi on his Celebi. He's gonna U-turn. I predicted that he's gonna switch to Tyranitar to take a possible Thunder or a Body Slam on his already paralyzed Tyranitar. But no, I Iron Head that and weaken his Tyranitar more. I'm gonna double switch here because he's obviously not gonna stay in on his Tyranitar to take another Iron Head. Well, now I have my Politoed on his Rotom W. I'm going to Protect up to gain some residual leftovers recovery. I'm going to switch to Ferrothorn to take the Volt Switch, as that's my safest option right now. Thanks to the Para Hacks, I can safely set up my Stealth Rock now. This allows me to finally take some advantage. I'm going to switch to Politoed, bring back my Rain up. Now he has this Choice Band. I'm going to Protect to gain some more crucial recovery. I have nothing to switch to on the Stealth Rock, Choice Band, U-turn, so I'm just going to stay in with my really defensive Politoed, hoping for a 30% chance of Scald Burn, but no, I don't get that. He goes to Landorus. Now, Landorus didn't get any leftovers recovery, so I predicted that it must be a Choice Scarf Landorus. He's going to use U-turn, so I'm just going to Protect. I'm going to take that U-turn like a boss, and I'm going to Scald the expected Rotom W. Now, I just need this Rotom W to get weakened, because this Rotom W is being a really bitch to me, to my team, since I don't have anything to take it down except Ferrothorn, and it's just running around with Volt Switch. So it's just gonna keep escaping here. I switch to Ferrothorn, take the Volt Switch, and this time he decides to send in his Excadrill. Now I'm like, shit, because I don't have anything to take Excadrill after a Swords Dance, so I'm just gonna Power Whip it so I can just weaken it. Now he's obviously going to Earthquake because he can't risk Ferrothorn Power Whipping again, so I'm gonna take this chance to intimidate it with my Gyarados. I'm going to switch to Jirachi now, expecting a Rock Slide, but instead he uses Rapid Spin for some reason. It was quite risky of him. Now my Stealth Rock is gone, so I'm in a bad position again. He double switches to Rotom here, predicting that I would go to Gyarados. And now I'm at a worse position since I have to go for a Waterfall, 20% chance of flinch and a 25% chance of paralysis hitting, but I don't get either, which sucks. Now he sends in his Tyranitar to bring the Sandstorm up. I'm going to send in my Politoed to bring my Rain up. I'm going to double switch here because he's obviously not going to stay in. Jirachi and paralyzed Rotom W. I'm going to go for some para flinches, but problem is his Rotom W is defensively EV'd, so my Iron Head is not going to do much. It does a pathetic 8% damage with leftovers, so that's only a 2% output, which sucks. I'm just going to go for some para flinches just to weaken the Rotom W so I can get it into a range for my Thunder to 2H KO. But thanks to this critical hit, I can take down the Rotom W safely. Now he's going to send in his Tyranitar just to bring the Sandstorm up. I'm going to stay in because he's obviously going to switch. I'm going to weaken this Excadrill. I know I'm going to survive an Earthquake with the defensive EVs I've invested on my Jirachi. Take down his Excadrill, which was a pain in the ass. I'm going to switch to Politoed here, bring back my Rain because Politoed's already weakened. This is my only safe option right now, just to force his Tyranitar to come in. And since I have Tyranitar up, I'm going to send in my Jirachi. I'm going to predict him switching to Scizor here, so I'm going to Iron Head, weaken it, gain some recovery from leftovers. I'm going to Protect so I can gain some more HP. Now I'm going to Protect again because I'm not sure if my Jirachi can take a Bullet Punch yet. Since Protect failed, I can Protect once again with the 100% succession, which I do, gain some more HP. Now with only 27% HP right now, I'm not sure if Jirachi can survive the Hidden Power Fire, so I'm going to go with Protect again. But if it fails, meaning I can use Protect again with 100% succession. Uses Bullet Punch for some reason, I don't know why, but who cares, it's helping me. Jirachi can easily just recover back with Wish and Protect now, so I easily do that. I'm at 80% HP right now. Since Protect failed again, I can use it again, no problem. Now I'm at a 86% HP from a 2% HP, which is really great right now, looking good. Score is 3-4. Since Celebi can't do anything, I'm gonna predict that he's gonna switch here, which he does, and now I weaken his Landorus with my Iron Head. Since this Landorus is perhaps a choice, I'm gonna scout it with Protect. He uses Earthquake. I'm gonna safely switch to Dragon Knight to evade that Earthquake. I'm gonna recover back my HP with Roost. Now he sends in his Celebi. I don't have anything to actually stop this Celebi, so I'm just gonna go with Dragon Tail now, just to weaken it so I can finish it off later with something else. In comes Landorus, so I have to go to Ferrothorn right now to take the possible hidden power Ice, which it does, and only does 12%, which is good. Now I'm predicting him of switching to Scizor, which he does, just to weaken it with Power Whip. This puts it in the range where if he attacks my Ferrothorn, he's gonna die from my Iron Barb damage, which he does, and goodbye Scizor. Score is now 2-3. Now, he only had a Landorus, Celebi, and Tyranitar, so I sent in my Jirachi so I can scout his Earthquake with Protect. Now, I'm not gonna switch here, I'm gonna stay in on predicting him of switching out to Celebi, Iron Head it, take it out. Now, he sends in his Landorus because he only has Tyranitar left, scout his Earthquake with Protect, switch to Dragon Knight to evade the Earthquake, and Roost back to health. Now, this is looking great now, scores 2-2. I'm going to substitute here, going for some Para Hacks and Roost. Now with Sub Roost, Ice Beam is not really a problem for me right now. He goes for Fire Blast here. I have no idea why, but he gets really lucky, gets a burn hacks on my Dragon Knight. Now I'm gonna switch out to Jirachi to take the expected Ice Beam, as Jirachi doesn't care whatever Tyranitar uses, cause Jirachi can take anything like a boss. I go for the Paraflinch right here. I'm successful, weaken his Tyranitar. Now he has to switch to Landorus here because he can't do anything right now, but hope that I don't use Protect, I guess. But I have Protect. I'm going to scout his Earthquake, switch to Dragon Knight, evade the Earthquake, and Roost back up to health. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, I can't stay in on his Ice Beam, of course, because I'm burned. So I'm going to switch to Jirachi. And even if he predicts that and uses Fire Blast, it doesn't really matter because my Jirachi, especially defensively, EV'd. And look, Fire Blast only did 36% damage. Jirachi will now end this with Iron Head, and he's gonna forfeit because the game's over. His Landorus can't do anything to my Dragon Knight if he uses Earthquake, which I can easily scout with Protect. So that's game. It was an epic game, really. Now, I would like to make some last minute comments that I wasn't able to get into detail during the battle. Questions that you guys might have had during the battle. Like, how did I know that DarkAzelf was going to keep switching out his Tyranitar so I safely double switched? Well, DarkAzelf's Tyranitar is the most important Pokemon of his team because it is his Sandstorm supporter. His team needs the Sandstorm to be successful and to stop permanent rain. So he will not take any chances whatsoever to stay in on his Tyranitar and risk losing it, and because of that I can safely double switch out to take advantage. Why didn't his Rotom W use Will-O-Wisp? Observe that he's using Rotom W in the Sandstorm, and that when the rain was up, he never once decided to use Will-O-Wisp. The reason for this could possibly be that his Rotom W is carrying Hidden Power Fire instead of Will-O-Wisp, or because he knew that I would switch to Ferrothorn so he can easily escape with Volt Switch and not give me a chance to set up my Stealth Rock. Why did he go for a second Bullet Punch on my Jirachi after I had already recovered some ample HP. Well, I'm not sure why, but it could possibly be that I had pressured him so much in prediction that he got frustrated, or maybe expecting me to switch out to Dragon Knight to take a U-turn. Lastly, how did I know that he was going to switch out to Celebi when my Jirachi used Protect on Landorus's Earthquake? Well, by that time he knew that I knew that his Landorus was carrying Choice Scarf. So when I scouted he used Earthquake, I knew that I couldn't risk switching to Dragonite if he switches to Celebi, because I would take Stealth Rock damage, and my Dragon Knight would lose to Celebi's Psychic without being able to roost back to help. So I read his mind here, that he would switch to Celebi, thinking I would switch to my Jirachi to Dragon Knight. And that's where I got him trapped by staying in and allowing him to switch to his weakened Celebi and die from my Iron Head. Hopefully that answered some of the questions you guys might have had. If you guys have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask on the comments below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the Pokemon Online YouTube channel.